Dave, podobno jest pan połączeniem Franza Kafki i Johna le Carré. Chciałam zapytać, czy coś panu na ten temat wiadomo, bo krytycy tak mówią.
No. I'm a big fan of John le Carré. I'm a big fan of Kafka. I don't know why people think the books are Kafkaesque. I can understand why people would think, yes, John le Carré, because they are spy books. But Kafka, I have no idea. It's just something that came out of nowhere.
Gdyby miał pan powiedzieć, skąd przyszła do pana ta wizja, szalenie ciekawa wizja Europy po wielkich kryzysach, to z czego ona się zrodziła? Bo to jest naprawdę niesamowicie interesujące. Zaraz o tym opowiemy więcej.
I don't know. I think really because I wanted to write an old-fashioned spy thriller set in Europe. And you can't really do that in Europe anymore because spy thrillers are about borders.
Yeah.
They're about crossing borders at night, on trains, smuggling things. And you can't do that in Europe. So I needed Europe to be divided up into borders again. And that's where it really started as something I needed for the book. Mm-hmm. And it kind of grew.
Czy w takim razie Brexit w pewnym sensie jest dla pana jako dla twórcy wydarzeniem korzystnym? Będą znowu z powrotem granice.
I suppose, yes.
As for a writer.
As a writer, yes. As a European, I think it's a very bad idea.
Yeah.
I think the Schengen zone of Europe, I think, is a wonderful civilized thing, and I would hate to see it go. I'm very in favour of the European ideal. Perhaps not the EU as it is now,
right now,
but the ideal, the EU ideal. I'm very in favour of that.
So I feel so sorry for you.
It's okay, don't worry. I will survive somehow.
Chciałabym zapytać pana, jak pan tworzył te królestwa, księstwa, republiki, które pojawiają się w książce, z czego one się rodziły, jak rozumiem, z jakiegoś researchu, z jakiejś pracy nad, nie wiem, analizą różnych autonomii, które się gdzieś tam pojawiają w Europie. No bo jako dla rodowitej Ślązaczki przyznam, że pojawienie się państwa, które nosi nazwę Hindenburga i mieści się w bardzo określonym geograficznie miejscu, to była ciekawa koncepcja. Autonomia śląska wreszcie została zrealizowana za pana pomocą.
Some of it was research and some of it I just made up. Mm-hmm. My wife is from Upper Silesia, my wife is from Gliwice.
Really?
So I know a little bit about the history of that part of Poland and the fact that the cities had names, several names down the years, and they were German and then they were Polish and whatever. So there was that, and I researched around that. But some of them I've just made up because they were fun, or they were satirical, or just because they were strange.
Yeah. Bardzo duża część książki toczy się na terenach dawnej Polski. Dlaczego właśnie tutaj osadził pan te akcje? No teraz rozumiem trochę więcej, pana żona pochodzi z Gliwic, ale jednak rzeczywiście znajomość Polski, polskiej geografii, polskiej historii jest tutaj dosyć duża. Dlaczego pan wybrał właśnie nas, Polaków?
It is. I like Poland very much. As I said, my wife is Polish. We have family here. And it seems like a place that English writers don't write about at the time, and certainly English science fiction writers. I thought, even if the book isn't successful, it will at least be, unique.
Definitely.
And it's different. And we as science fiction writers, certainly the British tend not to deal with Europe very much, and I wanted to do something about Europe. Mm-hmm. And it's this wonderful, wonderful playground to play in, full of possibility, and Poland in particular. And when I started writing Europe in Autumn, martial law has the Berlin Wall had just fallen.
The beginning of 90s.
So there was this enormous sort of vibrant energy and change was coming, and it seemed like an interesting place to set a book.
Chciałabym zapytać pana, skoro wspomniał pan o tym, że brytyjscy pisarze nie za bardzo interesują się Europą, czy, bo tego nie wiem, czy interesują się największą już chyba teraz mniejszością, jaka zamieszkuje Wyspy Brytyjskie, czyli Polakami? Czy są Polacy jako ta grupa, która najechała Wielką Brytanię, jakimś tworzywem, istotnym tworzywem literackim dla pisarzy na Wyspach?
If they have, I really haven't seen it to a great extent yet. I think British writers are now sort of looking at Brexit rather than at the sort of the Polish diaspora that we've had. And again, that's something which I might look at in later books, because it has a big effect on British society, on British demographics. These days, the most common foreign language I hear spoken in London is Polish, and years ago you had to go to the Polish Cultural Centre to hear it spoken. So yeah, it has changed things, but I haven't seen it reflected in literature yet.
Rudy, bohater pana powieści, zostaje zwerbowany przez organizację, która nazywa się Le Coureur du Bois, zostaje szpiegiem, przemyca przez te wszystkie granice ludzi i inne rzeczy, ale ta przyszłość w pana książce jest super mało technologiczna. Pan widzi wielką rolę technologii w przyszłości, czy nie?
I wanted, I mean that was a specific decision. I wanted the future, which autumn is set about 50 years from now, and I didn't think things would change all that much. I think things would tend to get a bit older and more battered, and there would be some new technology, but I didn't think that things would change a lot. There wouldn't be flying cars, there wouldn't be spacecraft. It would just be like now, but a bit more worn out and dirty, and that kind of suited the style of the book, which is kind of quite sad and weary. If I'd put in a lot of high tech and shiny stuff, it would have been a completely different book. I would have found it harder to write, I think.
Well, okay.
I'm really writing, in a sense, I'm writing about today.
Yeah.
And as the books have gone on, I'm writing more and more about today rather than about the future.
To na koniec zapytam pana, jako człowieka, który w książce zdekonstruował Europę i rozwalił ją na wiele drobnych cząsteczek, jakie pan widzi zagrożenia dla nas, dla tego kontynentu?
Nationalism.
Yes, thank you.
That's the main one. The economics. It's not a danger as such, but I would think the refugee crisis is something which is only going to get worse, and it has to have some kind of effect on Europe somehow. But I think nationalism is the biggest danger, and this is the. I mean, I find nationalism quite scary. But in the books, nationalism is the thing which creates the world that the books, and I like the world the books happen in. I think it's a very interesting and very vibrant, full of possibility.
But for the writer.
For the writer, yeah, I would love to live there. It's evolving all the time. It sounds strange. It really does sound strange, because I love the European ideal. I love Schengen, but I would like to live in Rudy's Europe.
Oh, you're very dangerous people, you writers. Thank you.
We are, yes.
Yes,
we are
you are.
very, very dangerous.
You are. Thank you so much.